time machine has traveled to the 50s, a decade of transformation and modernization. By 1951, 17 million people had televisions in their homes with programs like You Were There, The Honeymooners, Lassie, I Love Lucy, and The Ed Sullivan Show. By the end of the decade, there was a TV set in almost every home. The Chevrolet Corvette became the first car to have an all-fiberglass body in 1953. Drive-in movies became popular with families and teens. In 1954, Bell Labs produced the first solar battery, and you could get a yard of contact paper for only 59 cents. Children played with hula hoops and Barbie dolls. I did not have a Barbie doll, but my sister did. People could afford single-family dwellings, and suburbia was born. In 1955, Disneyland opened, and in that same year, McDonald's Corporation was founded. In 1956, the solar-powered wristwatch was invented, although most folks still had the wind-up kind. In 1958, you remember wind-up watches? In 1958, the first plastic Coke bottle appeared. Velcro was another innovation that made fastening effortless and simple. The Federal Highway Act of 1956 authorized the beginning of the interstate highway system under President Eisenhower. Its total length is now 47,182 miles, or just about twice the distance around the world. In the 1950s, Alaska and Hawaii became the 49th and 50th states. Jackie Robinson, Hank Aaron, Stan Musial, and Frank Gifford dominated sports, and television brought sports right into American living rooms. Barry Coleman, Rosemary Clooney, and Nat King Cole dominated the radio airwaves in the early 50s, and the invention of the transistor radio meant people could take their music anywhere. But the face of music was changed forever in 1956, when Sam Phillips, the owner of Sun Records, released a single with an up-tempo, backbeat-driven fusion of country music and rhythm and blues, entitled Heartbreak Hotel, by a young Elvis Aaron Presley. After a series of network television appearances and chart-topping records, Presley became the leading figure of rock and roll, enormously popular and controversial. The Montrose Community Band takes you back to the 50s with a tribute to Elvis.